The economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic in India has been totally devastating, with a lot of industrial sectors recording negative growth. Although we have few sectors like pharmaceuticals and information technology which are booming like never before. The value chain in an international transaction has been completely disrupted due to COVID-19 related economic impact. As a suggestion, the changed business environment due to COVID-19 and change in the value created by each associated enterprise should be economically justifiable in M&E's value chain. This is necessary in order to consider a related party transaction with a substance and at arm's length. Due to COVID-19 related impact, there is an expectation of taxpayers that there would be an increased scrutiny from Income Tax Department, which would ultimately lead to increased risk of transfer pricing adjustments. So changes due to COVID disruption should be adequately analyzed and recorded in whole transfer pricing documentation life cycle, which generally consists of transfer pricing policy, transfer pricing planning file, transfer pricing local file, transfer pricing master file, and country by country reporting. OECD has also come up with a guidance. According to OECD, some of the challenges in transfer pricing arising due to COVID-19 related disruptions can be mitigated by certain measures, which are allowing use of reasonable commercial judgments supplemented by contemporaneous information to set a reasonable estimate of arm's length price. Further, wherever feasible, the regulation should allow for an arm's length outcome testing approach. Also, use of more than one transfer pricing method should be allowed. Use of data from other crisis support price settings should be allowed. Use of multiple year data to evaluate arm's length pricing should be allowed. When considering the risk assumed by a party to a controlled transaction, tax administration should carefully consider the commercial rationale for any purported change in the risk assumed by a party before and after the outbreak of COVID-19. It is also suggested in response to COVID-19 pandemic, associated enterprises may also consider revising their intercompany agreements and or their conduct in commercial relationships. In case of APAs, where there are existing APAs, their terms should be respected unless conditions relating to the cancellation or revision of APA, such as breach of critical assumptions, has occurred. Where there has been a breach in critical assumptions in an APA, it should be analyzed on case-to-case basis. It is also suggested where taxpayers and tax administrations are negotiating an APA that are intended to cover period affected by COVID-19. All parties are encouraged to adopt a flexible and collaborative approach to determine how to take into account the current economic scenario. To conclude, Indian tax authorities should either come out with a detailed and adequate guidance to deal with COVID-19 related challenges on transfer pricing, or should allow Indian taxpayers to seamlessly apply guidance of OECD without any risk of transfer pricing adjustments in a tax assessment.